All right, we're just gonna give it a moment till the waiting room clears. If everyone can make sure they're muted as they enter the hearing. All right, good afternoon. This is a hearing before the Boston Cannabis Board, the BCB. Today is July 19th, 2023. Today's hearing is being conducted pursuant to certain temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. This hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review some procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Cannabis Board, and today I'm pleased to be joined by fellow commissioners, Commissioner Lisa Holmes, Commissioner John Smith, and Commissioner Gabriel Camacho.
Thank you, Chairwoman Joyce. My name is Jasmine Nguyen, and I am the Boston Cannabis Board Manager. We are also joined by Allison Quinn, who is the Project Manager for the BCB. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional public testimony accepted. I will read each item into the record, followed by comments from the board members. I will then ask if there's a motion, any questions to the motion, and then there will be a vote. Each board member has the ability to grant with conditions, defer, reject without prejudice, which means the applicant can return anytime with an application at the same location, or reject with prejudice, which means the applicant cannot reapply at the same location for 1 year. We will begin with the amendments to already approved licensees. The first matter is NSAJO Holdings, Inc., DBA Ethos Cannabis. The license premise is 50 Clapp Street, Dorchester, and the request is to amend the operating hours from 9 a.m., 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, to 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Do any of the board members have any comments about this proposal?
I have no comments.
Okay, Chairwoman Joyce, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the increase in hours.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and none opposed. All right. The petition to amend the hours is granted. The next item we have, the applicant is New Dia Fenway LLC. The license premise is 48 Brookline Avenue, Fenway, Kenmore. The license request is to use the DBA New Dia. Do any of the commissioners have any comments? Nope. Chairwoman Joyce, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the new DBA.
Is there a second? All in favor? And none opposed. So permission, the request is granted to use the DBA New Dia. The next item we have, the applicant is Fairway Botanicals Inc., DBA The Hempus. The license premise is 882 South Street, Rosendale. The license request is to change the corporate name and DBA name from Fairway Botanicals Inc., DBA The Hempus, to Fairway Botanicals LLC, DBA Rosendale Cannabis Co. Any comments from the commissioners? No. Chairwoman Joyce, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the changes as requested.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. Petition is granted to change the corporate name and DBA. Right. The next matter we have is Sierra Naturals DBA Air. The license premise is 827 to 829 Boylston Street, Back Bay. The license request is to amend the operating hours from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, to 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. Any comments from the commissioners? No comments? Chairwoman Joyce?
I make a motion to amend the hours as proposed.
Is there a second? Anyone? Second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. All right, the next item we have is East Boston Local Roots DBA East Boston Cannabis Co. The license premises 1006 to 1010 Bennington Street, East Boston. The license request is to amend the operating hours from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week, to 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. Any comments from the commissioners? Chairwoman Joyce,
I make a motion to amend the hours as requested.
is there a second? Second, John. And all in favor? Okay, and none opposed. Petition is granted. The next applicant we have is Verdant Reparative Inc., DBA Apex Noir. The license premise is 150 State Street downtown. And the request is to amend the operating hours from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week to 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. Any comments from the commissioners? Chairwoman Joyce,
I make a motion to amend the hours as requested.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. Petition is granted. The next item we have is 617 Therapeutic Healthcare Inc., DBA 617 THC. The license premise is 144 Bolden Street, Dorchester. The license request is to amend the operating hours from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, and 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, and noon to 6 on Sunday. Any comments from the commissioners? Chairwoman Joyce,
I make a motion to amend the hours as requested.
is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. All right, we are now going to move on to our new license applications. The first one is, the applicant is Community Growth Partners Boston LLC, DBA Rebel. The proposed license premise is 591 Albany Street, Roxbury. The license type is a co-located medical and recreational retail cannabis dispensary. The proposed hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. And this is a non-equity applicant. Chairwoman Joyce, do you want to start with comments?
Sure, I just have a couple comments. They are already open and operating. They had a strong application. I really see no impact by adding this new use license type.
Commissioner Holmes, any comments?
No comments, no.
Commissioner Smith,
Thanks, Jasmine. No comment.
Commissioner Camacho?
No comment.
All right, Chairwoman Joyce, is there a motion?
Yes. I make a motion to grant this license.
Okay, is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. The license is granted for a co-located location. The next item we have is HVB Massachusetts Inc., DBA Happy Valley. The proposed license premise is 1955 Beacon Street, Brighton. The license type is a co-located medical and recreational retail dispensary license. The proposed hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And this is a non-equity applicant, and there is a buffer zone conflict with another cannabis establishment. Chairwoman Joyce, do you want to start with comments?
Yes, just my comment is that the buffer zone is with the buffer zone conflict is with their own establishment, which is different than another competing establishment. They had a strong diversity inclusion plan. The community feedback and public support, while there was support from the local elected officials pointing out that they had parking and they thought it was the right operator for this location in this community, there was some community opposition. So I just want to note that on the record that we did take that all of those comments into consideration. And those are my only comments on the application.
Commissioner Holmes?
No comments. I agree with the chairwoman. There was some community non-support, but they did receive support for this location. And because it has designated parking, I think it seems like it's a much better location than the first one. So no other comments other than that.
Commissioner Smith?
Yeah, no comment. Thank you, Jasmine.
Commissioner Camacho?
I do want to acknowledge that there was some pushback from the neighborhood association as well as the Boston College Community Affairs Officer. That's all. I just want to highlight that.
Okay. Chairwoman Joyce, is there a motion?
Yes, Jasmine, I have a question. If this motion passes, their other HCA,
Mhm.
um,
Yep, so they did say on the record if they get through us in zoning that they will surrender their current HCA. But as of right now, we have to vote as a
Okay.
variance if you grant it.
okay, I vote to grant this license conditional upon them revoking the other HCA
And variance, I
and the
believe.
variances in the ZBA stuff. Yes, because there is a buffer zone, so it is conditional upon buffer
Mhm.
zone clearance and that they revoke the other HCA.
Any questions? No. Okay, is there a second to the motion? Commissioner Holmes, all in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. So the new license is granted conditionally pending the variance from the ZBA. And if they get permission from the ZBA, then they would have to revoke their current HCA. All right, moving to old and new. The applicant is Pure Oasis LLC, DBA Pure Oasis. The licensed premises 85 Devonshire Street, downtown. The license type is a retail recreational cannabis dispensary, and this is to finalize the license conditions as set forth in the licensee's host community agreement. So I don't know if you guys want me to read the conditions first and then you guys say comments, or you want to give comments and then I read the conditions into the record, whichever one you guys want to do first.
I'm comfortable with you just reading the conditions into the record.
So there are 7 conditions. The first one, the licensee will not sell pre-rolls or single-use smokable cannabis products will be sold either single or in multi-packs. Condition 2 is no lines or crowding will be tolerated outside of this location, and measures such as an appointment-only system will be instituted should lines form outside of this location. The third condition is licensee will require a minimum purchase amount of $35. The fourth condition is licensee will insert an educational card with each purchase, reminding customers that smoking marijuana in public is illegal and asking that they respect the surrounding neighborhood by not smoking in public. Pure Oasis will also post signage to this effect inside the store. Condition 5 is licensee will maintain a triple check system for IDs. Condition 6, licensee will operate daily during the hours of 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Condition 7 is licensee will notify the bid as to the name and contact information for dispensary manager and will update this information should the management staff change. Those are all 7 conditions. So we'll move to comments, Chairman Joyce.
My comments are that I appreciate the applicant's concerns about competitive market and how he is a locally owned operator, and I do believe the challenges are different than some of these larger operators in downtown Boston and in other parts of the state too. However, my approval or my support of his application had to do with the bid support of his application, and he got that support by agreeing to these conditions. There's a big asterisk and a footnote there for me because I would be open to him coming back if he continues to work with the bid and think through those conditions. But I think in order to get open in operating, I respectfully ask him to abide by the conditions that the bid has worked with him on, at least for the next 2 to 3 months, and bring back some more information to us. Really the support of the bid is important to me as they support this application through every step of the process.
Commissioner Holmes?
I agree with the chairwoman's remark.
Commissioner Smith?
Thanks, Jasmine. Yes, I agree with Commissioner Joyce's remarks, but also I'm sensitive to the fact that they are a smaller
and we have been trying as a board to really promote equity businesses. So it does put them at a disadvantage, and thinking through, really respecting what the bid proffered, and again, they did sign it to open and all that. But thinking that I would love to offer them some kind of extension so that they continue to work with the bid and sort of maybe demonstrate over the next couple of months how detrimental this is to their business. Because, one of the things, that was mentioned was downtown, there's sort of like a trying to have a rebirth of like business and civic activity. And so I think it is a challenging environment, probably for everybody. And then having these restrictions on top of it, I'm sure, create, a little bit more challenges. But I'd like to see them continue to work with the bid and give them that opportunity. So respecting both sides and understanding that they are a different sort of business model and funding differently, coming from an equity perspective. And I think we would want to have an equity, small business be successful in the downtown area. So those are my comments.
Commissioner Camacho?
I concur with Commissioner Smith assessment, as well as the chair, in terms of going forward with this applicant, with these modifications.
Okay. Chairwoman Joyce?
I would make a motion to issue this license with the conditions set forth that we just discussed. I'm willing to reconsider at any time that they want to come back to us with the bid support to change them.
Is there Commissioner Holmes? Yep, go.
And ask, okay, so because the bid put all these restrictions on the prior dispensaries that opened in the area, and I get it. Pure Races is a smaller mom and pop company, for lack of a better term. And I do want them to succeed. But my only thing shut up, Ring. The only thing I want to put on the record is if we go back and amend his restrictions, it's going to be unfair to all the other downtown places that we put the restrictions on. So we're going to have to hear them again as well if we amend his restrictions, because we've put these on from the beginning for Patriot Care for all of these places downtown. So does this open up a bigger conundrum for us if we, in 2 months look back at this? It does, right? Okay.
I think it does.
Say it.
No, I think it does. I think we have to look at every request separately. I wasn't comfortable with all of these changes in hours just coming at us in batches. I didn't think that was fair. Some of these businesses hadn't been opened. And I don't think it's fair just to have a blanket removal of these restrictions. But this one in particular, the bid worked with them on this, and then they disregarded it and decided to open up on their own. I'm just asking them to work with the bid. The bid is looking at this through similar lenses too, I would think, and it's their neighborhood. And I don't think we need to look at small operator the same as we look at these large multi-state operators. We can, but it doesn't mean we have to. I think this presents a whole other set of challenges to this operator, and I would just like to continue the conversations, but I think it is a slippery slope. I think it's opening up a whole new set of challenges for us that we have to be aware of every step of the way.
Right, but I agree. And I also think that the whole point of us thinking about equity is that we understand that folks aren't starting from the same place.
Yeah.
So I think we have to consider them as they come before us and recognize that everybody's not starting with the same amount of resources or from the same place. So
yeah, I think this conversation would have been different, that we would have had a different conversation if we were aware of this when they first came before us. To me, it never occurred to me to think of it that way. I think we're in an evolving, emerging industry, quite literally. And I think Commissioner Smith raises a real issue. I don't think conditions are going to look the same, even from a neighborhood group moving forward, because we have this experience to bring to our decision. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, Commissioner Smith, but I agree.
well, thank you. Yeah.
Any additional comments? So Chairman Joyce, sorry, can you just say your motion again? Just so.
I make a motion to approve this application with the conditions set forth by the bid and incorporate it into the host community agreement.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, and none opposed. So the license will be issued with the conditions as read into the record and per the host community agreement. Alright. The next matter was Zip Run. They will receive correspondence from the board as far as next steps. And those are all the matters before the board today. Our next transactional hearing will take place August 9th at 1 p.m. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening.